Today, I am diving into a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. It's been a game changer in my life. It's helped me go from a life of trouble to a life on TV to eventually running a business that I absolutely love. But what I've noticed is that this tool is something that is so powerful, yet so many people struggle to use it effectively. I'm talking about self-coaching. And I want to talk to you about some of the most common mistakes that everyone seems to make when they're trying to coach themselves so that you can avoid them. So first, what is self-coaching? Self-coaching is the practice of guiding your own development, your own growth, being your own guru, especially in your personal and professional life. It involves self-reflection, setting goals, and most importantly, it involves challenging your own beliefs and habits. So now that you know what it is, and now that you know that it's good for you, let's explore where most people tend to go wrong in the process of it. Mistake number one, over-identifying with your thoughts and feelings. Getting too wrapped up in your own thoughts and feelings will derail the self-coaching process because it's so easy to get tangled in that inner world. When you're too close, you just can't see the forest from the trees. So what's the key? Understanding that you are not your thoughts and your feelings. You have thoughts and feelings, but you are not your thoughts and feelings. So learning to take a step back and really observe what's going on without getting too caught up in it is important because it's not you, it's just what's happening inside of you. So getting really, really good at avoiding mistake number one will help you get really good at avoiding mistake number two, which is failing to analyze your thoughts and actions objectively. So many people struggle with this. It's like trying to read a book that's just too close to your face, right? You can't make sense of it. By creating some distance, can gain clarity and avoid the trap of subjective judgment. Without this, it's hard to make effective changes. So you have to try and view your behaviors as if you were an outside observer. There's a lot of research that speaks to how it's much easier for us to give advice to other people than it is to ourselves because we have the distance from the situation and can see it clearer. So we need to create that distance within ourselves to be able to switch up our perspectives and turn into our own coach so that we can give advice to ourselves just like we would to someone else. And this is exactly what I help my executive coaching clients do. Get really, really good at becoming their own coach so they can lead themselves and their teams effectively. So that's what you've got to do. You gotta get really, really good at putting distance between you, your thoughts, and your feelings. So the last quote unquote mistake is actually the biggest thing, creating negative feedback loops, or what I call creating self-created problems. When you start judging the inner discoveries you're making based on your own personal biases or limited beliefs, then you end up running in circles. So here's an example. Let's say a project manager who was leading a team on a project didn't meet her deadlines. Instead of stepping back and analyzing what went wrong from an objective place, she falls into the negative feedback loop. She's constantly telling herself things like, oh, I'm a terrible leader, or I knew I wasn't going to be able to do this. This is so bad. I always mess things up. This self-criticism makes her anxious and it makes her less confident in her abilities. As a result, in her next project, then her anxiety and her lack of confidence kicks in and it starts to show in her decision-making. She starts hesitating to delegate tasks. She starts hesitating and second-guessing her choices, which then leads to further delays. The key mistake here is that she's failing to realize she's creating this problem first and foremost with the self-judgment. Everything else is just an effect of that. So instead of learning from the experience and planning how she could possibly improve, she's stuck in this narrative of blaming herself, which then hinders her growth and her effectiveness as a leader. She's stuck in the loop. So this is really important to grasp because self-coaching is a powerful tool, but it's so easy to get lost in it if you don't take the right approach. If you learn to avoid some of these common mistakes, then I promise you, you can make this a very effective and useful strategy for your life. So if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and then comment below with your own self-coaching experiences. Until next time, keep leading with good intention, communicating with great influence and great impact.